Alright. So we're pulling up these guys. Oh, you there. You're Kalen Knights, aren't you? Marquis Lost Man. One called Balker. Seems like a gentleman, but his skills isn't legendary. You carry weapons suited to battle knights? Here, take this if you please. It'll be more useful for my general / knight than it will be for anything else. So in the last episode I was talking about the differences between the original, well, this first film game that came to the United States versus many of the other ones that either happened to come out in Japan or even sort of fix the problems from later on. But we talked about 3 times being good against in terms of a weapon triangle. Swords are 3 times as good against you know, axes and axes on lances and lances on swords. So you really have to think about who you're coming up against and how you can balance that out. Because they hit way harder when... So let's see here, you'd be doing based on the amount of damage that it says here. Instead of the Horse Slayer doing 4 damage, it should probably do 6 damage to me. It should be a little more accurate as well. That was a bad level. Bad level. F. As in fuck. Those are kind of levels that you want to kind of start your whole level over just so you don't have to deal with them. Galen been seized by Marquis Lost Men. Don't know what's become of Lord Halzen. Been saving this for our daughter's wedding, but it might serve you better now. Please help Marquis Galen. Our lord needs rescuing. He gave me a red gem, which is worth a lot of money. Who am I carrying? I don't remember who I'm carrying. I think I'm carrying Will. That's fine. Keep leaving Oswin near the encampment, thinking that there's gonna be people coming in. Reinforcements is what I mean. And they do eventually come in, but if you're fast enough, you can actually evade having reinforcements coming in to affect Merlinus. Yum. Yum. But a very, very expensive month. Some of it is self-inflicted and some of it is not. I own my own home, and I was in one of my bathrooms, and I had a vent near, a little away from the toilet, but, you know, close enough that, you know, I could reach it with my leg when I was standing there. And, I kicked at the vent, you know, just sort of like, you know how, you know, I don't know, maybe you kick the corner of your furniture occasionally just to, you know, make sure it's still stable or something. I'm not exactly sure what went through my mind at the time. I was just sort of kicking at it to see how stable it was, I guess. And I found out that the vent itself was rotten. That's not the right word. Rusted. I guess from the fact that it was in a bathroom and it had been absorbing some of, I guess, the heat or the steam from all of those years that it's been in the house. Now I gotta replace the stupid vent. Now this isn't the only vent in my house that I've thought about replacing, but I've been sort of putting off the I don't really need to do that right now. I mean, it doesn't quite fit that area, but it works for where it is right now. It still does cover up the opening vent portion. It's just not yet secured, officially secured in the wall. And I've been meaning to get around to that. So finally, after I found out that the outcoming vent in my bathroom was rusted through. Oop, that was almost a death. After finding out that the vent was almost rusted through, or was mostly rusted through, like, I guess I should, pull the Band-Aid off and replace the covers in my house. You an ally too? Yep, that's what it looks like. In that case, I have something to tell you. We're a bit busy right now, save it for later. What? Hold on, wait a minute. Always great. I would talk to, use Florina to talk to Lynn here as well, but not really going to do me any good because that's just going to put Florina in range of the ballista, and I don't want her to die. Also, you need to be healed, so come back to me, Urk. Anyways, what I was saying was I gotta replace, like 5 vents in my house now. Because there was the one in the bathroom. Lundus, Hollywood, you made it. As always, you were where you were. I'm here to help. Thank you. Hooray, hooray. A little short. Alright. But, yeah, going to the hardware store is not fun. You go pick up some of these replacement vents and you're like, oh, okay, I'll just pick up 5 of them, 5 times 15 is $75. Did I need to replace all 5 of the vents? Not really. But my house has sort of got a hodgepodge of different things that have changed or not changed, been changed out over the years, so if I replace all the downstairs or all of the first floor vents, one of them already looks like the other ones that I just bought. I'm gonna place 3 more on the first floor, 1, 2 more on the second floor, I think. Makes 5. I'll have to figure that out too, because I've actually got another vent that doesn't seem to really... It kind of fits the kitchen. It's a little different. It fits the kitchen and it's newer. So I may just use that one there and then take another one upstairs to make sure that all the ones, both upstairs and downstairs, except for the one in the kitchen, all are the same style, variety, what have you. Oh, fascinating, I know. But, as I was saying, that was one of the 2 things I've been spending my money on recently. The other thing that I've been spending my money on recently, and that I wouldn't say that's going to necessarily change, I just have to stop doing it, is decided to start a little bit of a home bar. I know I recently mentioned about getting into bourbon. So I've got a couple different bottles of bourbon now, like 3 or 4. But I don't really want to be buying any more than I've already got because I have here 1, 2, 3, 4. I've tried all 4 of them. But if I decide to buy any more, it's gonna start getting expensive. And I kind of want to figure out, is this something I really want to do? Long term, or is this something that I'm sort of obsessing over right now, and eventually the feeling's gonna pass, and not that I'm gonna stop liking to drink, bourbon or whatever, but I might get tired of drinking it, at least briefly, and be like, well, maybe I'll start drinking gin again, or beer, or some other alcohol, non-alcohol, I don't know. Life's a lot about, well, do you do what's best for you, or do it what you like to do the best, you know? Because you only have a limited amount of time on this earth. And, you know, obviously you don't want to become an alcoholic, you know, or you don't want to really fuck yourself up by killing your liver by drinking too much. I get that. But, you know, I mean, let's talk about things that you can drink that I've heard are not good for you in some capacity, okay? Let's start at the top, okay? Obviously, alcohol. Don't want to do that too much, it'll kill your liver. Okay, great. Don't want to drink too much of the processed tea, like Nest tea or Turner's tea, or what's the other one? Arizona tea. Give you kidney stones. Okay. Don't want to drink soda pop. It's full of carbonation that'll rot your teeth, and sugar that'll make you fat and give you diabetes. Okay. Okay. So what does that leave you? Water. I mean, you can have fruit juices, but fruit juices have some amount of high fructose corn syrup. That's not good for you, allegedly. You know, nothing's good for you. Or oh, you don't want to drink this high C type beverage, not particularly, not high C, the brand itself, but like a fruit beverage, like a mix, because it's probably got the high fructose in it. Plus, it's probably got the red food coloring dye that's bad for you. You know, the red dye, the green. You know, it's what, red dye 40. And there's a couple other dyes, yellow dye or something that's not allegedly not good for you either. You know, you're not supposed. You surely shouldn't be drinking any of it. But I mean, what are you supposed to do? I mean, you know, the alcohol itself, I don't know what goes into it per se, but I'm gonna guess you're probably not running into the well, I don't know that for certain, but I mean, you're not running into red dye, 40 probably if you drink a bourbon, or you're definitely not running into it if you're drinking like a clear rum, or a gin or a vodka, because there's no coloring to it, you know. But yeah, I mean, nothing's good for you. You know, I mean, even the one that really kills me, and I understand it depends on where you live, what type of public services you have, you know, because it can vary from area to area, state by state. You know, people who have, basically turned what should be a public service, which is water coming out of your tap, into a well, can you really trust it? You've been defeated. Such a shame. You know? And for the most part, my water, as far as I'm aware, clean. It's regulated. It's, you're not drinking poison, as far as I know. But, they want you to buy bottled water because it's pure and clean and unregulated, and you can, you're charging. I mean, I get my water bill, which includes washing my clothes, washing my body, drinking water, anything else that flushing the commodes, cost me less than $30 a month. Okay, $30 a month. Okay, how many bottles of water is that? 30? Maybe less now. I don't know what water costs anymore. In bottled form, probably $1.50. $1.25, $1.50, I guess. So I'm gonna trade my monthly water bill for a half a case of water. Yeah, it's actually probably less than that, because a case of water probably run you about $15. You can get like, what, 20 bottles or so. Yeah, I'm full of shit. Piece of Deer Park water will run you $7. And you will get, how many in here? 30, I bet? 24. So it's what, about 7? 7 times 3 would be 21-ish. So that would be... Yeah, I guess I'm full of shit, but... I don't know. Here's another one. How about... Okay, here's another one, okay. Don't drink the water out of your tap. It's probably... you don't know what kind of chemicals they put in it, or what kind of bacteria, or... Even though, again, I believe in my own water, you know, because it allegedly is regulated and, you know, government tested, so you can't have any more than XYZ, otherwise you end up running into those boiled water advisements, you know, where it's like, hey, your water's not quite up to standard right now, make sure you boil your water, there might be something in it to make you sick. Meanwhile, you got bottled water, which is like, oh, it's super pure and we get it only from the most pure, but that's all marketing. There's not regulated or anything to watch over it, and in addition to all that fun jazz, it's microplastics. Commander Brucker is a fierce enemy, except of course I put him down with my big fucking axe. Goodness, you were once defeated the remaining... Goodness, once we've defeated the remaining foe, the castle's yours. Thank you, Elwood. Not for your help, I don't know where I'd be right now. All of this is happening because we routed Lord Darren at Laos. It's only right that we help. Explain your motives. You explained your motives to me, Elwood. About your father. I would do the same thing in your position if I had a father. What happened to Kaylin is not your fault. Thank you, however, until the castle is yours again, I take responsibility. Understand? Thank you. Oh, we're moving inside the castle. Alright. Who's that? Oh, yes. Let me introduce you. Hector. What? This is Lindis, Lord Halson's granddaughter. And this is Hector. He's Lord Uther's brother. Brother? Really? Yes. I was watching the way he fights. Not like you, Elwood. Somewhat like my own knights, but still different. Relies so much on power, like he's never been... I haven't. I've taught myself how to fight. No issue with that, but the way you swing your axe around, you're a threat to your allies. You should be more watchful. What did you say? Lindis, what has come over you? Oh, my apologies. I didn't intend to seem so critical. ... Granted, Hector's style may be a tad dangerous, but there's no one I depend on more. He may put an axe through my head accidentally one day, but that's okay. The more you praise me, the less worthy I sound. Lindis, once you fight alongside Hector, I'm sure you'll understand. I'm sure you're right. Apologies, Hector. I'm honored to have your help. No apologies necessary. I'm glad to lend a hand. Go inside, shall we? Let's. Chris, really you, isn't it? Good to see you. Have you been well? Yes. Well met, Chris. Good to see you again. Glad you made me into Paladin. It's really a pleasant surprise. I'm glad you didn't make me into Paladin. I'm glad you didn't waste your too much time on me either. What's wrong, Florina? You can hide back there. I already talked to Chris. Nice to see you again. Don't suppose you remember me? I sure do. Everybody remaining in Kaylin speaks fondly. They're always saying, I wonder where Chris is. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's some fucking bullshit. That is the... I can't remember if it's Futurama or I think it's more along the lines of the Poochie episode from Simpsons. Anytime Poochie's not on screen, you go, where's Poochie? Isn't the best time to catch up. We're here to rescue my grandfather, Chris. Will you help me again? Yes. Ridiculous. Even Bulker. Lord Darwin, it's time to give up this madness. Further resistance is meaningless. What you've done may never be forgiven, but it's not too late to try. Tell Elwood everything. They'll intervene with Marquise Ostia on your behalf. I've lost. Hurry, Elwood. We'll be here in no time. Let me speak for you. Unfortunately, this guy is not interested in that at all. He's interested in everybody getting murdered. None of that now, Marquise Laos needs no troublesome advice. Lord Affadel. There's no turning back for what you've done. You should know that. First Marquise Sanaruse, and now Marquise Kalian. Both of us on your hand. What? It was by your hand they both died, you asshole. I never asked for this. Yes, I killed them. For you? To trap me. Absurd. But yes, I did do that because my master's will is all-seeing and all-knowing. ground to unite in Lycia. That was what you want, right? Dominion over the entire continent? Yeah, yeah. Doesn't it make your boner really fucking hard? Yes, of course it does. My dream is still worth a few sacrifices, isn't it? You're exactly right. Our plans may have gone drastically awry, but as long as we have the masters behind us and you continue to kill people to power up I mean, not talking about that right now. We'll do well to leave now before the meddlesome mornings arrive. You will leave everyone from Laos behind. We will use them to delay our foe. Everyone, my soldiers, will protect me. Black Fang and I are more than sufficient for the task. Nothing else you need, I assure you. Yes, I see that now. Where do we go from here? The Dragon's Gate. Our master awaits you there. Master has informed me of our hostage may be all we need. If it goes well, we may be able to perform the ceremony with him alone. Oh, is that so? I suppose I have nothing to worry about then. That is correct. Now please begin your retreat. I have 2 or 3 orders to give. I'll be right behind you. Pathetic imbecile. Leah, where are you? I am here. While I will occupied, finish off Marquis Galen and hide the body. The enemy will waste precious time searching for him, as you command. You know, you've only been with the Black Fang a short while. How are you? Quite skilled. I look forward to watching you. Yes, sir. I.e., I've got my eyeballs on you, even if that sounded like a positive. It's actually a negative. It allows Hector defeats General Balker. Hector and his allies can now march toward Castle Kalen. However, many Lausch soldiers await them inside. They begin their assault to liberate the castle. Looks like there are still a lot of Lausch soldiers in the castle. Wonders where are the Kalen guards? I think half of them were killed in the surprise attack. Survivors must be here somewhere. Probably locked away as prisoners. Right. Well, let's find and rescue them too. Wish we had more power to make up for our poor numbers. Hold on, Grandfather. We'll be there shortly. Time to get inside. Let's reclaim this castle. Key to victory? Seizing the throne. See where we'll find their commander, I'm sure. Alright. What we got here? Priscilla. Yep, you're good. The rest of these guys are good. Do I want to bring Urk with me? Not really. As it is brought, I suppose.